Borgov was white. And in the show, Borgov was like the reigning world champion or something, I believe. You can please correct me if I'm wrong. But Borgov is white, and this game was played in the show. Was it Mexico? I think it was played in Mexico. This game was played between Stein Leonid versus Matanovich in 1965. E4, C5, 93, 96. So this, so kind of like, yeah, kind of like as in, what's it called? I don't want to like ruin the show for you guys. I don't want to ruin the like really spectacular moments. But she was like debating whether or not she should play this opening. She was like, what's gonna happen? And that's something that a lot of chess players do before they go into a game, right? They're like, which opening should I play today? I don't know, how many people here have actually played like IRL tournaments or like prepared for IRL tournaments? Me? Okay. Okay. Not me? Yeah, she was scared about using the Sicilian against the Sicilian master. She was a little bit scared of that. But yeah, have you guys ever like prepared against your opponent? I don't go outside. Okay, buddy, what about before the whole COVID thing happened? Yes, in League. Okay, chill. Leonid Stein was one of the best attacking players in the 1960s. Yeah, I think that's that's where I drew one of the inspirations for this Beth's game. Okay. Actually missed your last game, so you forgot what time it was. Oh my god, that's sad. But at least your opponent got a free dub. Alright, so let's jump into this game. See you later, Flatman. What's this opening called? This is called the Sicilian. And very specifically this one is the Rossolimo. So E4 C5 is the Sicilian, but when you go into different like variations, they get called names, and this is called the Rossolimo. I think in the show during this time, Beth didn't even really know what it was. Oh my god, I'm so ready to just rewatch the show at this point. But yeah, once again, E4 C5, Bishop D5, G6, C3, Queen B6, A4, Bishop G7. This is one of the games where Beth said that, from which episode is this? Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I want to say it's like 4 or 5. I think it's 4. This is the Mexico event for anybody who doesn't know. But yeah. Oh, it's episode 4? Okay. Not spoiling anything for you guys, but this is one of the games that Beth said she felt she had no chances. And this is one of those moments where I want to tell people that if you're trying to attack your opponent... Okay, wait. If your opponent is an attacking style player, then what's the best way to kind of bring them out of their comfort zone? Attack harder? No. So if your opponent likes attacking, one of the best ways is to, okay, counterattack is definitely possible. But another one of the ways is to just make it so that the position is one in which they can attack. Counterattack is definitely possible, but lines with Bishop E5 are generally a little bit more quiet and peaceful. So you make the game a little bit more boring. Or you throw them out of theory, which is exactly what Borgov did against Beth. Sometimes I don't know if my chat is memeing me or if they actually know. If you surrender, he can attack. True, true. That's... You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's how I woke up this morning. I was like, if I'm asleep, I can't be awake. Mood. Okay, so anyways. Basically, this is one of those positions where black gets into like these really closed positions. And usually for close positions, they're good for attack, but in this case, white has all the space, right? So if your opponent has all the space and full control of the center, that makes it so much more difficult for you to attack. That's true, it's easy, that's true. I forgot I'm the real memer here. I just have like such a different vibe for my streams that I kind of forget that sometimes people just come in and they start memeing. I'm like, wait a minute. Why didn't black play queen takes e4 when the pawn was unprotected? Was it a tactics trap? You mean here? So taking the e-pawn in the center of the board is a very commonly known idea that you don't want to do. This is a move that you also see in the Spanish. You just don't want to make moves like this because your opponent's going to get the rook to e1. Your king's still in the center of the board. Your king's 2 moves away from castling. So that means your opponent's going to get a lot of play on you. For example, here, chase your queen around and then play a move like d6. Or not even necessarily that. It's just like, I'm just trying to think what's the best way to continue in this position. But generally, you just don't ever want to take the pawn on e4. It's literally like the Spanish. The Spanish is not the most boring opening ever, and I will ban anybody in chat who says that. But it's kind of like with this opening, you don't take on e4 either because your king's still in the center of the board. You've been warned, Beatbuster. You've been warned. Okay, we can unban him. I'm not taking it that seriously. Spanish is great. Chat is scared now. Chat is scared. Call the Spanish bad once again. Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. I'm sure Beatbuster can take a joke. Oh no. What do you say to get banned? He said the Spanish is boring. Ain't scared. No one in chat is safe. Okay. Alright. But yeah, no, the Spanish is a good opening, honestly, in my opinion. It's the opening I've been playing for a very, very long time. He had the guts to say that. Well, goodbye to him. Goodbye to that guy. Alright, so in this position, it's a very uncomfortable position, and it's literally a result of the opening. So once again, I just don't play this g6 line. I much prefer playing the d6 line here. So this line actually kind of transforms into the Spanish depending on how white plays it. But I like to play it in a way that where it resembles the Spanish. Let me actually see if I can figure out the line. Yeah, b5, bishop c2. I like to play e5 here, so this kind of looks a little bit like the Spanish. It's not exactly like the Spanish, obviously, but it's honestly close enough. And you can see the similarities if we go all the way back and just play the main line. Basically, as somebody who mostly plays the Spanish, right? I know these lines a lot better than a lot of other people. So I'm just like more of a fan of playing these kinds of positions. But you can see how this is kind of familiar to the other one that we looked at here. Nothing wrong with the Spanish. Like Levy as Caracan, probably. I mean, everyone knows I'm a one trick in every single game I play. But the Spanish has a special place in my heart. I'm not playing with myself, no. I love Spanish, it's so fun. Good, 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 good. That's how we like it. One trick but having results. What do you mean? One tricks have results all the time. I don't play Berlins at all. I never play into the Berlin. Alright, good job, Beatbuster. The Spanish? Yep, the Spanish, yep. Alright, so I didn't really like Beth or Leonid's choice in the opening. I think this position is one of those that your best shot is trying to get a draw. And that's not fun to play, right? It's really not fun to play these kind of games where you're just constantly on the defense. It's just not one of those things you want to do. And I think that like kind of resonates with everybody. You've played those games where you're like basically like you just don't want to sort of, okay, imagine those games where you really want to FF15 but your team holds you hostage. That's kind of how this game feels. Like that's how these kind of games feel. When you get like in these sort of like really sticky positions, it's just like, ouch. It's just like a really painful loss. I mean, if you're lucky, you could get the draw. But this is definitely not Beth Harmon style. But there's a lot of, there are actually players out there who are able to play these positions for a win, or they're happy with these positions. To name a few, people like Enishigiri are very happy with actually drawing games, and that's totally okay. Like some people are actually able to defend these positions all the way through to the draw. But I'm just not one of those kind of people. So I can totally relate with Beth here, how she didn't like this position, like in the show. Imagine being like getting held hostage in a 1v1. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so she's trying to do her best to activate her pieces, but like I said, all of her pieces are kind of caught up on the, you know, on the queen side, and her opponent is trying to do he's doing a good job of just activating the position and making his pieces active and attacking Beth's king, which is standing by itself kind of on FA with just a bishop to protect the king. So trading off the pieces is probably the right call here, and Beth did not want to take on b2. Wait, why does she not want to take on b2? I need a moment to figure this out. I'm turning on the engine for this one. Rook a d1, it's that simple. What the heck? The show does have actual games, yeah. And if you're interested enough in finding out the actual score sheets of these games, well, first of all, you can check Got Tomatoes YouTube channel. You can also obviously watch this stream. I'll be uploading this on YouTube, and you can find all of the other games on a really kind person's Patreon. For you can do exclamation mark games for that. Queen hanging on the wrong side of the tracks, yeah. No, but that's exactly it, actually. Basically, the queen is gonna get really stuck here, so I do think this is actually not that bad. Obviously, they didn't have inches in the past, but it doesn't even necessarily do that. This game was, I think, was taken straight away from the game. But once again, yeah, the queen gets really gets like kind of stuck away from its king, so it can't really be able to defend. And white is going to be ready to take on g5. Exactly. Basically, the idea is that this queen is just way too far away from the king side to be able to do any kind of defense. Imagine not being able to figure out Harmon's 4-hour thought process in 5 seconds live on stream. I know, right? I would have done like more preparation for the games, but I actually was not sure like how complicated it was going to be, and I woke up super late today. Think the final game is custom made? Okay, we'll take a look at the final game after this one. We're gonna take a look at 3 total games today, because otherwise the stream is gonna last 24 hours. Alright, so you can kind of see like the queen did eventually end up on c2, so and she took the pawn on b2. So her idea was actually to be able to control the second rank, which is not a bad idea at all. This is something that's really good. We're not doing a 24-hour stream. No 24-hour streams. Absolutely hell not. Who made the last game? Her final game is Ivanchik versus Wolf from the 1993 BL Interzonal. So it's like half made. It's half made, but it's also sort of like that, the Ivanchik versus Wolf game. But I think I also have that game here, so we'll take a look at that after this one. Yeah, Miss Cream. Somebody else was right. Yeah, it was based off a Chucky game. Okay, but the king is gonna go on a run, but basically you can see like this queen is just not able to do any kind of protection for the king, right? And you know, queen h8 looks very tempting because you get the rook, but once again, black did play queen c2 and then take on b2 in order to get control on the second file. So that's something that black did really, really well. However, in this position, for example, white doesn't actually even need to play a move like queen h8. Remember what I said about when your opponent's king is weak? What do we do, chat? If your king is kind of weak and kind of like could be exposed, what do you guys do? Open the center. Exactly. No, we do not offer draws ever. You resign. Why would we resign? Okay. So obviously Beth is black, but Borgov played this game really well. And just win. I cry. I cry too. Magic Pants. I cry too. But basically, what Borgov did is open up the center. Like I said, queen h8 doesn't actually work. So you open up the center and then you take this pawn, and basically this rook is gonna come running down at your king. But yeah, that's kind of the whole point. That's how you should be playing these kind of positions when your opponent's king is stuck inside of the board. I think this TV show honestly had the best examples of like how to attack and how to defend. Those ideas were really, really like dominant in the show, which is hella pog. So, okay. F6, d6, king d7, rook takes d7, king c6. Obviously, black is like hanging on by like a thread, right? It has to be checkmate somehow. And basically, yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. White just has like way too many pawns, way too many passed pawns, and you know, Beth had to resign in this position. But I think this was a really instructional game for how to be like completely crushing with the white pieces when your opponent doesn't pick a really good thing.